Welcome back to the Buckeye Dynasty. It's your boy Big C. Here's a look at the BCS rankings going into Week 13. We are sitting at number 1, followed by Auburn, Virginia Tech, and Texas. 4 undefeated teams going into the final weeks of the season. Here's a look at our schedule. This week we take on Indiana at home, and then the last game of the season against the team from up north. This is what our recruiting board is looking like. We are in a battle with a few teams for some of the top prospects, but I still think this is a down year as far as recruiting goes. It's going to be interesting going into the final weeks to see who decides to come to Columbus. It's a snowy Saturday at the Shoe as the Hoosiers of Indiana travel to take on our Buckeyes. First quarter action, Cameron goes play action. He avoids the blitz and throws it to Harris. And look at the moves he puts on the secondary. He gets away from Ward and Fuller, and he is gone. 70 yards to the house. Hoosiers strike first. But here come the Buckeyes. Mike Weber goes up the middle for a gain of 10 yards. A few plays later, McCall catches the screen, follows his blocks, puts a nice spin move on the defender, and picks up 13 yards. Later in the drive, Haskins goes option right and gains 10 yards and the first. Then Haskins drops back, scrambles to his right, doesn't find anybody open, so he takes it into the end zone himself. DH7 scores from 10 yards out. We're knotted at 7. Next Hoosier possession, Cameron drops back. He hits Harris again, this time for 17. A few plays later, Devontae Williams takes the handoff and goes up the middle for 14. It will lead to an Indiana field goal. Buckeyes come back out throwing. Haskins feels the pressure and throws it off his back foot and hits McCall for a gain of 20 yards. Then Haskins drops back and hits Terry McLaurin for a gain of 15. Then 2-5 takes the handoff, finds a hole on the right side, and gains 13 more yards. Next play, Haskins goes play action, and he hits Paris Campbell in the end zone from 23 yards out. Buckeyes back on top, 14-10. Hoosiers take over. Cameron takes the option right, sheds the Fuller tackle, and picks up 10 yards. The Hoosiers drive stalls. They try a long field goal, but the Buckeyes are set up for a return. So McCall is back deep to catch it. He starts left. He cuts it back right, and he's got nothing but white field in front of him. He outruns a few defenders, and he is gone. 109 yards to the house, the longest return in NCAA history. Ohio State up 21-10. Hoosiers look to answer back. Cameron drops back and throws a dart to Harris for 15 yards. Cameron again drops back, but this time he meets All-American Nick Bosa, who gets his 9th sack on the year. Later in the drive, Williams takes the handoff, finds a hole on the right, and walks into the end zone from 11 yards out. Buckeyes offense back on the field. Haskins drops back, and he tries to force a pass into Paris Campbell and is picked off by Cook. Here come the Hoosiers. Williams goes up the middle for a gain of 11. Then Cameron throws a beautiful touch pass to Hale on the sideline for 12. Cameron to the air again. This time he hits Futches for 6, but it would force the Hoosiers to kick another field goal. Buckeyes come back out running. Weber goes up the middle for a gain of 13. Then Haskins hits DeMario McCall on the sideline wide open for a gain of 16 yards. 2-5 would punch it in from 3 yards out, 28-20 Buckeyes. 13 seconds left in the half. Majeti catches the screen, gets a few blocks, and picks up 15 yards. Then the last play of the half, you have to see this to believe it. Cameron drops back and throws it as far as he can, and Timian comes down with it. Are you kidding me? Hail Mary to end the half. Hoosiers would tack on a 2-point conversion, and we're all tied up at the half, 28 apiece. Jump ahead in third. Hoosiers drive it. Cameron drops back, and he gets introduced to the no-fly zone. Kendall Sheffield picks him off for the first turnover of the game for the Buckeyes. Then Weber takes the handoff. He goes up the middle for a gain of 14. Then 2-5 continues to run hard. He goes up the gut again for 13 more. But the turnover bug strikes again. Haskins scrambles out, tries to throw it away, but gets hit, and he fumbles. Sykes dives on it, going out of bounds. Hoosiers recover, but the Buckeyes would get it right back. Jerome Baker blows up the handoff to Williams, causing the fumble. Fuller would recover. Buckeyes take over. Here comes the offense. Haskins goes option right and fights his way for a gain of 13 yards. Then Weber takes the draw up the middle for a gain of 17 and the first down. DeMario McCall will cap off the drive with this 1-yard TD run. Ohio State back on top. But the Hoosiers wouldn't go away. Cameron hits Harrison again. He puts a move on Ward, and he's got nothing but white field in front of him. He's finally tackled after a gain of 43 yards. It would lead to another Hoosiers field goal. Next Buckeye possession, Haskins drops back, doesn't see anybody open, so he scrambles out to his left, and he gains 21 yards and the first down. Then Haskins hits Ben Victor between the corner and his safety for a gain of 18. Then the Haskins-Victor connection works again, this time getting into the end zone 42-31 Buckeyes. Later in the fourth, after a Buckeyes field goal, Cameron hits Harris again, this time for a gain of 29 yards. Then Machete takes the handoff up the middle for a gain of 10. Then Cameron drops back. He has all the time in the world to throw, and he finally finds Morris wide open in the back of the end zone with an amazing catch. Buckeyes offense comes back out. McCall takes the handoff. He goes up the middle, and look at the moves for the running back. He picks up 24 yards. Then 2-5, Mike Weber punches it in again, this time from 3 yards out. Then after a Hoosiers 3 and out, Haskins delivers the dagger. He goes option right. He gets a few blocks, and ladies and gentlemen, to the house we go. 44 yards later, touchdown Buckeyes. They would go on to win what seemed like a close game early, 59-38. Haskins finished 17 of 26 for 183 yards, 2 passing TDs and 2 rushing TDs. Mike Weber does it again, man. 31 carries for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. On defense, Jerome Baker was a beast. He finished with 12 tackles, 3 for a loss, and that forced fumble. Next up for our Buckeyes, a battle with the team from up north. Michigan travels down to the Shoe to end the season. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are brand new. Also, make sure you check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Big C Got Game. Thank you guys so much for showing so much love to this series. I really do appreciate it. Leave comments down below. What do you think about the defense? I think the defense is looking terrible right now. I'm trying to switch in between more zone coverage and more man coverage, but it seems like it's not working. So comments down below. You're my defensive coordinator. What should I do? I'm going to check you guys out in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.